What did you do?
I went for the head.
What's in the name Avengers? You've probably heard it a million times by now. It's been mentioned in the MCU since the very first installment, Iron Man, back in 2008.
I'm here to talk to you about the Avenger Initiative.
As the Wasp put it back in 1963, it's a colorful and dramatic name, but it also carries some pretty weighty implications.
But that's what we do, right? Our best work after the fact. We're the Avengers. We're the Avengers, not the pre-Vengers.
Okay.
Right?
You made your point. Just sit down, okay?
And this is the heart of the matter. To avenge is, according to the Oxford Dictionary, inflict harm in return for an injury or wrong done to oneself or another. But this isn't what the heroes, the Avengers, of the MCU normally do. We applaud Iron Man for saving hostages, not for killing the terrorists after they have already executed everyone. We cheer when Captain America brings down the helicarriers and the Winter Soldier, preventing the deaths of thousands and the expansion of Hydra. This kind of intervention is tied to the very essence of superheroes. All too often in the real world, people endure hardships and have to contend with the fallout. In the wake of an earthquake comes mourning and rebuilding. After crime comes punishment. But a superhero can be someone to step in when all hope seems lost and prevent tragedy, our worst fears, from being realized.
Nice work, kid.
Across the MCU films, whether it was the Battle of New York, Ultron's attack on Sokovia, or stopping Dark Elves, the Avengers always prevented the worst-case scenario, making their designation something of a misnomer, albeit a rather chilling one.
There is no version of this where you come out on top. Because if we can't protect the Earth, you can be damn well sure we'll avenge it.
It's a convincing threat, but thankfully, they always interceded in time. In fact, it would be more appropriate to call them the Preventers. But of course, with Infinity War came Thanos. Things had been getting out of control for a while by then. Problems with the team had fractured them, the galaxy-spanning misadventures of their strongest member, Thor, not helping in the least. By the time Thanos arrived, they were hardly presenting anything like a unified front, and despite the fragmented hero's best efforts and the return of the mighty Thor with a new weapon, the worst thing imaginable occurred.
You should have gone for the head.
Half of life in the universe vanished into dust, but the heroes had one idea left. Use the stones to undo what happened.
Look, he's still got the stones, so...
So let's get him. Use them to bring everyone back.
Just like that.
Yeah, just like that.
Eventually, what remained of the team tracked down Thanos to undo what he had done to get the stones and bring everyone back, essentially repairing the damage, the next best option to prevention. They weren't on a mission of revenge, but on one of restoration. However...
Where are the stones?
Gone. Reduced to atoms.
You used them 2 days ago.
We used the stones to destroy the stones. But the work is done. It always will be.
With the work done, unable to be undone, comes a moment of denial, then acceptance of failure, and it's Thor who lashes out, taking retribution on the Titan.
What did you do?
I went for the head.
This line caused some laughter in the theater around me, and in honesty, I think I laughed too. But it's really not funny. To me, this is one of the darkest scenes in any superhero movie, especially one from the relatively light-hearted MCU. But it serves to illustrate why heroes are at their best when they can stand as symbols who intervene before all is lost, not Avengers who dole out punishment as executioners once the damage has been done. And I think the filmmakers knew exactly what they were doing. The whole way the scene plays out practically frames our heroes not as noble warriors, but as a gang overpowering a weak enemy. With a single blow, Thor, the otherworldly pride of the team, makes good on the threat inherent to their name. For the first time, they are Avengers. And with the title comes the crushing weight of their failure, leaving them shattered, as if the whole idea behind the team to avenge wrongs was hollow and worthless all along, and no one carries the burden of what happened more than Thor himself.
There might be a chance we could fix everything.
Well, like the cable? Because that's been driving me bananas for weeks.
Like Thanos.
say that. This body over there, and what was the point? I was too late. I was just standing there. An idiot with an axe.
His pathetic state symbolizes our hero's tarnished condition. The mighty Thor is broken. Stormbreaker is reduced to a bottle opener. The rest of Endgame, the elaborate dimension-hopping heist to restore what was taken, serves as a path of redemption for the Avengers to rebuild their pedestal, if not as preventers, then as restorers, especially for Thor.
I'm still worthy.
An understanding of why we like these heroes, that we want someone to save the day, not avenge it, is a cornerstone of this film, and of superheroes in general. By subverting that here, the heroes reach the bottom of the abyss from which they must rise, and that is why, I think, it's a marvelous scene. But what did you think? Let me know down in the comments, and consider subscribing or leaving a like. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.